It's September 25th, 2014. My name is Dana DEBATE, and you can find me at thenuclearproctologist.org, where we are uncovering the coastline devastation of Fukushima. Fukushima has 3 melted reactors that we know about, and let me do this the hard way and bring up that. Come on. And that wasn't supposed to be it. Was there another folder there, Dana? Yeah, I can't see because I got the microphone in the way. But Fukushima has 3 melted reactors. That's unit 4. That's unit 3. And that's unit 2 alongside of it to the left. Up there, I guess. I can't see myself in these particular when I'm doing this desktop presentation. That's number 4 over in the right hand corner. The middle one is missing its fuel pool. It was a 10-story building. It's missing everything. The reactor had ejected the corium out of it. Now this video is about Geoff Palko, and I just wanted to set the record straight on Geoff Palko. Geoff is, I love Geoff. I don't care what Geoff said about me. It's irrelevant to me. It doesn't mean nothing to me. That's not Geoff. That's not the Palko I talk to over and over on the phone. And when Palko bought the boat, and he did, he bought the boat for everybody so we can get out there and find out. And he bought the equipment so that we can do it safely. And I talked to him 3 different times, and I wanted him, we'd bring the boat out and drop it off to him. He wouldn't take it. He didn't want nothing to do with it. And the 4th time, he said he had this great idea that if I brought the boat out to him, and I agreed to it, of course, because I don't want to be, I don't like the idea of people that are saying I only done this to get a boat, because I don't want nothing to do with the friggin' boat. All I want to do is go out and get the data. You got any idea how much the word boat bring out? Another 1,000. That's what the word boat means. It's just endless money. You have to have a lot of money to maintain a boat. It's friggin' expensive. 5 gallons of gas is nothing, but it costs a fortune. And you know, the boat is Geoff's. The boat is not mine. And so I don't know why that's an issue for anybody. That's none of your fucking business what I'm doing. Between me and Geoff. That's the deal we set between me and Geoff. Geoff told me over and over and over that this is not even the interest on the money he has every year. He couldn't possibly miss it because he doesn't spend his interest. It's not an issue. And same with everybody that donates to me a lot of money. The first thing I do when I talk to them is make sure that they're not going to be leaving themselves short, because there's a lot of people out there. There's no need for anybody to leave themselves short. And I'm not comfortable with that. And we're only doing what we said we were going to do, and it's very hard to do what we said we are doing with that boat, is to go up there and get the data in some of the most atrocious coastlines imaginable. 26,000 islands. It's not a joke. It's 5,000 miles of open sea coming in and crashing on that coastline. And so that's why, you know, we needed that Zodiac. We want to go and look for the carnage from Fukushima, and that is what we found. That is what we documented. You know, outside of the bandwidth where I can't upload everything, and I can't do the live streams, and I can't do any big bandwidth. It took me 2 hours to upload a 74 megabyte video last night. 2 hours for 74 megabytes. I had to sit in the truck in a campground alongside the office. We're not living in luxury. We're getting job done. We don't care. We don't care how rough it gets, as long as we can go out there every day and get data. We just drove 9 hours to the east side of Vancouver Island from Ucluelet, and we're up at Telegraph Cove. And we're going to go out and we're going to hit Alert Bay and Zabalas. We're going to go out and do a whole bunch of Cameron Strait and Johnson Strait. We're going to pick it all up then and move over to the west side in 4 days probably and do Port Alice. And we'll go out and hit all the coastline that we can get access to. It's pretty rough out there for the next week. That's why we came out of Ucluelet on the west coast of Vancouver Island, where we didn't find nothing. Right in the middle of Vancouver Island, there's no communities anywhere, and there's nothing there. Yeah, there's a little bit there, but there's not 70 species of sea anemones. You're not finding any sea anemones, the white ones, the predominant ones on the coastline, you know, since the beginning of time, anywhere on the rocks. And the guy at Banfield is telling us that they don't stick to rocks. I mean, it's another fabrication. And Rawling is there yelling at me for using his picture instead of yelling at the guy from Banfield saying, well, Mr. Brad Anholt, I went out there and got pictures. Yelling at me because I used a whole bunch of other people's pictures. It's fair use. I do it all the time. I'm not making money off it, you friggin' dipshit. I'm using it as evidence. And Ucluelet Aquarium told me to get most of their sea anemones off the wharf, but they did get some off rocks. But I don't see any. You don't see any in the pictures we got. I shouldn't be able to take a picture of the coastline without sea anemones on the rocks at low tide. You shouldn't be able to get a picture anywhere on the coastline of British Columbia. And we got people telling me that don't know what the frig they're talking about, that they don't hang out on the rocks when that's where they hang out. They clone themselves when the rock smashes them all apart. It's irrelevant. Palko has been kidnapped. He's been taken over by the system out there, and he needs to be rescued. I'm not giving up on Geoff Palko. Jeff's an amazing soul. He done the right thing, and everybody else, all the hounds out there and all the people that donated, done the right thing. We're not out here living any kind of grandiose life. I can assure you this is hellish. To go out there every day and see nothing, see only destruction, and to document it. To go out and actually get on the beach is hell. It's howling here tonight, but at least we're in behind islands. We can shoot across the islands. We're not going to be big ground swells like we are on the west coast. I'm not complaining. I got no complaints at all. I'm totally at ease with what I'm doing. I'm totally thrilled that I got an opportunity to go out and do this. I got no issues outside of bandwidth. It's so difficult to get my hands on bandwidth. But at some point we'll find bandwidth, and then we'll put up the pages for each day and get up to speed. And if we got bandwidth, we'll do it every day. We don't have bandwidth every day. I don't have a whole bunch of money. I can't go out and buy satellite phones and feed it out to us. If we had 30,000 people come on board and give us $1 each, we can get this job done. We can hire planes and helicopters and everything else. We hire local photographers out of the community. That's Zoe coming up the steps, so don't pay no attention to that. Hi, Zoe. And she's not going to come over and say hi. Come on over and say hi. Come see Dana. Oh, she's over the lid down in front of the seat. Well, she's on the road 9 hours a day, same as us. We pulled everything and came all the way down here, no stop. They saw the fuel. Hi, Zoe. What are you doing, buddy? You going to jump up there? Go ahead. Up you go. Up, up, up. She's going to pull everything apart here. Oh, she took my mouse out of my hand. Now she got the mouse on her arse. Zoe, you got to give me back my mouse, man. Anytime you're ready, dude. I don't know what I got there. Let's see what else I got there to show you here before it takes off. I can't put up too big of a bandwidth. They built a structure up and across it, and I can't see myself in this particular kind of desktop presenter. But they never went inside the building, right? That's the homeless you see there. That's Unit 4. Does that look like the integrity is intact there? Look at the homeless. Is that homeless up there or is that Photoshop? Well, this one is probably a homeless guy, but this one is not a human. See, you can see right through him. So there's something kooky going on there. That's Chernobyl. The 600 of the pilots, the helicopter pilots that dumped the boric acid and lead on Chernobyl all died of radiation sickness. 600,000 conscripted soldiers went up on that roof all over that place and worked and got their serious doses. The ones that went up on the roof for 15 seconds, then they went home. Fukushima, they stayed there, and when they complained that they're not feeling good, they're kicked out. They don't get no pay, and nobody knows what happened to them. They died of radiation sickness. It's like all the seagulls in Japan now are pooping out dirty bombs. This is Chernobyl. These guys were conscripted. These are trained to go do jobs. They're very healthy. They're very fit. They're very knowledgeable. They're very energetic. They have people that are in charge. In Fukushima, there's nobody in charge. Chernobyl was 1/3 the size of Fukushima. Any of Fukushima's reactors. Chernobyl was a 30% meltdown. Fukushima were 100% meltdowns. We've never seen that on our planet before, directly into our ocean. I'm not going to apologize for anything that I'm doing. Are you kidding me? Have you ever seen the religious people out there just ripping off everybody? You got to sell your homes and give them your pensions. And nobody says nothing. They're up on TV doing it all the time, year after year, decade after decade. And I want to go out and see the health of the ocean. And we find out that almost all the species are missing except for a tiny handful. And that's not an issue. The issue is somebody bought me a boat. You guys got any idea how retarded you are? You got any idea how ninny you are? Why don't you shut up? Why don't you do the world a shut up? Just shut up. You don't know jack shit. You got 3 melted reactors at Fukushima, and all you're worried about is trying to demonize me or somebody else who wants to go find out. Don't you want to know? Is there something wrong with me taking pictures on the coastline? Does that make me a bad person some way? In your eyes? That I'm out there taking pictures and putting it up on the internet and asking the question of why there's nothing there? That's bad. How are you going to look yourself in the mirror in a few years? How are you going to look your children in the eye in a few years knowing what you're doing to us? Trying to stop us from going up there and having a debate by showing the evidence. That makes me a bad person. You're a lunatic. You're the stupidest person I've ever heard. Anybody in the comment section that thinks what I'm doing is bad is literally the stupidest person on the planet besides John Rawling and his pictures. And the guy from Bamfield. This is Unit 1. They didn't fix nothing. They took cranes and built a sarcophagus, a Kevlar, to try to control the releases so people can get past the buildings. They can't get in and fix it. Morons. The earthquake picked it up, broke its back. They're pouring water perpetually on it. And they want to hide it from you. On top of that, they're pouring all that water. All that goes down and gets into the groundwater, and the water tables gets flushed out into the ocean. That's the only reason they're on the site. You okay, Zoe? You okay, buddy? Oh, Zoe got a little cough. Aw. But anyway, there you go. See, they never went in and fixed anything, you morons. It's hemorrhaging into, not like Chernobyl where they went and done something. They never done nothing here. It's on the ocean, stupid. Go over to the nuclear proctologist and go through the ocean sections. Go through the jet streams. Go through the Canadian sections. For goodness sakes. Do you think all those mainstream media are lying? Do you think I'm fabricating all of this to go out and get the shit kicked out of us every day? And to live in campgrounds, eating 1 meal a day? Begging for money to finish the trip and get the data so we can have a friggin' debate? That's all we've done since we've been here is beg to keep the trip going. I'm not going to stop doing that. Nothing will stop me from doing that. We're going to get this done. And, you people need to understand that you can't look your children in the eye in a year or two because you won't give us the opportunity to have a debate. And that we're forced to go out here on our own. And unfortunately, it's true. And now we demand that debate. And as we get more evidence, it's going to be impossible not to have the debate. Because we'll hang you in the street if you don't. Make no mistake about it. That you can guarantee.